Hi guys, in this video I will be explaining how to combine functions in different ways. Two functions can be combined in various ways to generate new functions. First we will be learning how to combine them, and later we will learn how to compose them. So first, combination of two functions means adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing them. It is so simple. It's um, it's like adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing of expressions. We will just adding or subtracting the like terms and simplify if possible. So, for example, let's say f of x is 2x minus 3, g of x is x squared plus 1. We will add them. When we add them, we collect the like terms. We have just one x squared, write it down. We have just one expression with x, write it down, and we have two terms with the constants, negative 3 plus 1, combine them, which makes negative 2. Similarly, subtracting them, write function f, function g, and put subtraction sign between them, but since function g is composed with two terms, that minus applies to both, so we should distribute this minus to the bracket. So minus x squared, 2x, and combine these constants, negative 3 and negative 1, which makes negative 4. Multiplying them. When we multiply them, we distribute. Remember, we distribute every single term of the first factor by every single term of the second factor. So 2x by x squared, 2x cubed, 2x by 1, 2x. I am done with the first term. Second term in the first factor, negative 3 by x squared, negative 3x squared, negative 3 by 1, negative 3. They are all unlike terms, so there's nothing to add or subtract. We just leave them. And finally, dividing them. Write f in the numerator, g in the denominator, and simplify if possible. Apparently here there is no common factor, so nothing to simplify. We just leave it. That's the answer. Okay, this is the first part. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing are no big deal. Neither composition. So composition of functions are functions written like that. When we combine two functions in another way, that's composition function. We put x into g, g into f. We combine them all together. A function inside another function. This is read as f composed with g of x or f of g of x. We can change the order. G of f of x or g composed with f of x. So that means we take the inside function, pour it into outside function. So for such functions, we are always starting on the inside. Take the output of inside function, use it as an input of outside function. Take the inside function, put it into outside function. So that's the way. It will make more sense when we solve examples. For example, 2020 ministry question. Find g composed with f of x. So what is g of f of x? Which means take f, put it into g. Take function f, this, and put it into function g. So every x in function g will become 4 minus x squared. So g of f of x is 2 minus x, which becomes 4 minus x squared. Okay, we will switch our x value in g with f of x, which is 4 minus x squared. G of f of x equals 2 minus g of x. That g of x is 4 minus x squared. In a bracket, there is multiplication. Be careful about the parentheses. So 2 minus 4 is minus 2, minus minus makes plus x squared. That gives us option C. Alright. Another question, exercise question. Exercise 28 is asking whether f of g of x is same as g of f of x. Let's see. Let's find them in order. What is f of g of x? That's what is function f? X squared. In place of x, we will be writing g. So switch our x value with g of x. It's like evaluating functions. Instead of x, we are writing g of x. So f of g of x becomes g of x squared. So what is g of x? This is square root of x. So write square root of x instead. So we are squaring square root of x. So what happens when I square the square root? 2 and the radical symbol will lift off. So x remains only. Let's do the opposite. What is g of f of x? This time I will be inserting f function into g. Insert f function into g. Every x in function g becomes f of x. So g is square root of x, which becomes f of x, right? Like evaluating functions. In place of x, we will be writing f of x, which is, what is f? X squared. Can I do the same? Can I cancel 2 and the radical? No, I can't, because square is inside here, unlike the previous one. It is the inside, so I cannot cancel them. Let's say we have a negative root. Let's say we have negative 2 square. Can I cancel 2 and the radical and say the result is negative 2? That would be totally false. Negative 2 squared is 4. Square root of 4 must come out as 2, right? So since cancelling them gives us a wrong answer, so I cannot cancel it if the square is inside. So I am sure that the result is always positive. So I should use absolute value of x. Some of you will remember this from the previous grades. So it will come out as square root of x, because we are sure that no matter what we have as a root here, it will come out as positive. So x and square root of x, they are totally different things. So f of g of x is not same as g of f of x then. So we can say that they are, when order matters, changing order may give you different results. So they're being equal to each other, the functions f and g. Maybe there are some cases that they make them same, but there are some other cases that make them not same. So we can't say they are same. Order matters. When we change order, we may have different results. Okay, let's continue with another ministry question with a value this time. A value is given, unlike the previous one. In these questions, we were asked to find the composition, but here in this question, we are asked to find a value. So let's write this as f of g of minus 5. So first, we should figure out what the inside is. What is the inside function? The inside function is g of negative 5. Let's figure out what g of negative 5 is. This is evaluating functions. Substitute negative 5 for x in function g. Function g is 4 divided by x, which is negative 5, minus 3. That's 4 over minus 8, which is negative 1 over 2 when we do the simplification. So I got the inside function. So that's equivalent to f of minus 1 over 2 now. Now the question is, what is f of minus 1 over 2? I will do the same. I will take this value, substitute it into f function for x. So 4 minus 2 by x, which is negative 1 over 2, and there is square sign here. So when I simplify this expression, you can either use your calculator or you can do these calculations by hand. You will find the 1 over 4 here, 1 over 2, 4 minus 1 over 2, 3.5, 7 over 2. So option C is the correct answer here. So In some questions, you will see composition of functions written with expressions. In some questions, you will see the numbers. The evaluation will be asked. So for such cases, we will plug in the given number for the inside function, take the answer and plug it into the outside function and evaluate for this value. And finally, 2021 second attempt ministry question, the composition is given, functions are asked separately. We have a way of solving this. We studied this in the previous quiz, but this takes time. It's not necessary to solve this question. We can try options. This is the best way. In grade 10, you learned if one of the functions are given, how to find the other function. But in this question, actually, no function is given. Just composition is given. So there is no way of solving this except trying options. So try options. Option A. What is the question? The given is f of g of x being equal to negative 4x, x plus 1. So we should put g into f. This is the inside function. We should put it into f. So in every option, plug in g function for f one by one until we get the correct answer. So first option, let's try. F of g of x is x squared, which becomes 2x minus 1 squared minus 1. So let's expand this. Use expansion rule. Square of the first one minus 2 times first one times second one plus second one squared and minus 1 finally. They will cancel each other. 4x squared minus 4x remains, which is false. We have negative 4x squared minus 4 here. Try option B. A is false. Option B. What is f of g of x? Put g into f and see what happens. 1 minus x, which becomes 2x minus 1 squared. So 1 minus, do the expansion as I did here. 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. And distribute this minus to the bracket. Becomes 1 minus 4x squared plus this is plus. I'm sorry, this is not minus, this is plus, so there is no minus between in front of the middle term. So that's minus 4x squared minus 4x minus plus minus 1. Ones will cancel each other. Minus 4x squared minus 4x remains, which is exactly the same. When I take minus 4x as a common factor, I got x plus 1 exactly the same. So it looks like option B is true. So like this. Try options. So that's it for evaluating or finding writing functions in composition form. So now let's evaluate some functions, do some compositions graphically. So in the book exercise 30, we're asked to evaluate f of g of 3 first. What is f of g of 3? Same idea, we start on the inside. The inside function is g of 3. Find g of 3 first. That curly one is, the curvy one is g function. Find g of 3. Find 3 on the x-axis. Here I am. Go to function g. Here is the point. Go across to find the corresponding y value, which is negative 1. So now we should find f of minus 1. Similarly, let's find negative 1 on the x-axis. Here I am. Go to function f. I hit the graph and go across to find the corresponding y value, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the answer. Let's move on. Find g of f of 2. Start on the inside. The inside function is f of 2. find 2 on the x-axis and go to the f graph. I hit the graph. When I go across, I find the corresponding y value, which is 1. Now I should find g of 1. So find 1 on the x-axis. Here I am. Go to function g. Function g is not above the x-axis, it's below the x-axis, so go down. I hit the graph. When I go across, I got the corresponding y value, which is -2. Alright. Okay. G of f of -1. So find inside function. What is f of -1? Find -1 on the x-axis. I got it. Go to function f. Function f is above x-axis. I should go up. I hit the graph and go across to find the corresponding y value, which is 4. So my new function is g of 4. What is g of 4? So let's find 4 on the x-axis. Here I am. Go to function g. G is above the x-axis. Go up until I hit the graph. When I hit the graph, go across to find the corresponding y value, which is 2. And finally, g of -1 is the inside function start with g of -1. Here I am. Go to function g. G is below x-axis. When I hit the graph, I go across to find the corresponding y value, which is -1, -2, -3, -4. So my inside function is -4. Now evaluate it for the outside function. Find -4 on the x-axis. -1, -2, -3, -4 is here. Go to function f. When I go down, there is no function f. When I go up, there is no function f. So I don't hit the graph. There is no f for x equals -4. So I can't find the answer. I'll simply say the answer is undefined. So that's how we compose functions, find combination or composition of functions.